Hey guys, Sonic Freak here from CraftOtaku.com, and I wanted to do a comparison slash review video on the different glazes that I have because I've seen a lot of such videos, but one thing that I've never seen done is someone taking similar charms and actually glazing each one with a different glaze. Now, I've seen a lot of people do different charms with the different glazes, but I think that in order to do a fair comparison, you really have to see it on similar charms. So I did these burger charms, and I did it with triple thick. I did both the dip and the brush method with the triple thick, and then I also did Sculpey Gloss and Sculpey Satin with brushes. And first of all, let me show you how one that is not glazed looks. Oops. And I got all kinds of shadows on here, so that's not working too well, but this is how it looks unglazed. And first I did the dip in the triple thick, and as you can see, some of it still drips down. So if you're going to dry these flat and you don't want to do the dip in method because that would all pool at the bottom, but because I hung these up to dry and I just have them on a paper clip on a cheap dowel inside of a box, if you hang them up like that, then the bottom looks pretty good. So the dip method does waste a little bit of it, but I totally think that's worth it because it actually ends up looking a little better than the brush method with the triple thick. Let's see if I can get a good picture of both of them. They both look pretty good, but I think it just looks better dipped than it does with the brush. Now, the Sculpey Satin just turned out horribly. And I feel like I wasted my money on this because, let's see if I can get this to show. It really just looks like melted plastic. Like either a really cheap plastic toy that they didn't bother to make well, or if you leave a plastic toy like out in the sun, that's how this ended up looking. Because the Sculpey Satin glaze in the spaces, the indentations, it just pooled and did not go transparent. So that looks really horrible in my opinion, and I am pretty much not going to be using the Sculpey Satin again. I don't think. Now the Sculpey Gloss does look a little bit better, but you can definitely see the brush marks, and it doesn't look smooth at all. It just looks kind of bumpy, and in some places, in some of the spaces, the stuff pooled, but in other places it didn't, creating like weird gaps, like you can see right there. Because right here and on the other side it pooled, but right there for some reason it didn't. And I painted it evenly on there, so I don't know why it did that, but it just dried like that, pooling in some places and not in others. But with the triple thick, it turned out really good no matter which method I used. This is the triple thick with the brush, and even though it's not completely even, it all turned so clear that it looks even. And it actually went even. It dried even in the crevices. That's the word I need, crevices. it went even in the crevices, and there's no weird spaces, and it just looks pretty gosh darn good. And then with the triple thick dip method, I think that looks even better. You can barely see brush strokes on the one I did with the brush, but obviously with this there's like no brush strokes. And I think the cheese actually ends up looking like melted cheese. And I thought that this would end up being messy, but other than that little bit that dripped off, it was not messy at all. It saved a lot of time, and it turned out amazing. It's all transparent all around, so even though I'm sure it did pool in some places, you can't tell because it all looks so good. The bottom is a little bit weird, but that's the bottom, and it's pretty even. Actually, I don't even know. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird space, but that's the bottom anyway. So that doesn't really matter. That's just the spot where I scraped off the extra glaze with a toothpick. But other than that, the time saved by the dip method, I think is totally worth it. And this just looks so much better than the Sculpey glazes. Than both the Sculpey glazes. And now the thing is, 8 ounces of the triple thick is the same price as 1 ounce of either of the Sculpey. So these are 8 times the price, and they suck like way more. So I'm definitely not going to be buying the Sculpey glaze anymore. Triple thick is what I will use from now on, and I will probably use the dip method all the time. So thanks for watching. And I hope this helps you guys a little bit if you're trying to decide what glaze to use. And if you're trying to decide if the Sculpey is worth the price, it definitely is not worth the price, in my opinion. So I'm just going to hang all these up there. This is the unglazed one. There they all are. And you can see that, you can even tell from this distance that the triple thick glazed ones just look so much better. So, thanks for watching, guys. Sonic Freak out.